Hello everyone, good morning, good evening. Welcome to AC Cloud Grip. Today we are going to explore a few more concepts in Azure Data Factory. So we will be seeing what is data set and we will start implementing a copy pipeline in Azure Data Factory. In a previous session, we discussed what is linked service and what is integration runtime. Now we are going to see about what is data set and we will start developing a simple pipeline. I hope link service is clear to everyone. So we have seen what is link service. Link service is equivalent to a connection string. And coming to a data set. So first, IR should be there, integration runtime should be there. And second, once the IR is created, then link service should be there. Link service is equivalent to a connection string. IR is equivalent to a compute power. Now, third thing, data set should be there. So data set is equivalent to a table or a file, a particular file or a particular table, right? So once you connect it to a data store, okay, either it may be a database or either it may be a storage account, whatever it may be. Once you connect it to a data store, you should be knowing. So, what are all the data I'm going to pull, or what are all the data I'm going to push? Correct. So that's where our data set comes. So data set is particular to the file table name or a file name. So or it's point to a particular table or a particular file, or it's point to a particular database. Okay, so these kind of stuff we can provide through by a data set. Okay, so first, if you see this diagram, so first, what we need to do for creating a pipeline, inside a pipeline, we should have a number of activities. Pipeline is nothing but like it's a overall a control flow. Okay, through by a pipeline only, you are going to orchestrate your data movement. So activity is nothing but as I said, activity is nothing but a task, particular task. You may have a n number of activities, n number of tasks. A big task can be split up into a multiple subtask. Each subtask is called as one activity. So for each and every activity, data set is required. Okay, so for a first data set required. So for a data set, link service is required. So if you see this diagram, for a data set, link service is required. So data set will be heavily depends upon the link service. Without creating a link service, you cannot able to create a data set. So that's where the dependency is. There is a dependency. Okay, in your Azure Data Factory, there is there will be an interdependency will happen. So you cannot able to go ahead and create a pipeline directly. So first you should be create a IR, and then you should be creating a link service. Then you need to create a data set, and then finally you need to create a pipeline. So that's how it will flow. So coming to a data set, as I said, it is a particular table or a particular file. So basically, if you say if I have a storage account, okay, if I want to pull a file, or else if I want to move a file, okay, move a file A, suppose take a file name as A. I have one file in my storage account. I want to move that file from one storage account to another storage account. For to achieve this activity, or for to achieve this use case, what I need to do, first I should be connecting to a storage account. Okay, so for connecting to a storage account through by a link service, I can do that, right? Once I have a link service, I can able to connect to a storage account. So once I connected to a storage account, what's the next step? I need to connect to a particular container, right? I need to particular inside our container, I need to connect to a particular file. Correct. So this kind of activities will be achieved through by a data set. Okay, so once you connected to a storage account, next you need to point to a container or a file. So this pointing will happen through by a data set. So this is what the overall things about the data set. We can see in practical things. Most of the things we will see in practical. So as of now, so as we discussed in a link service, uh, as we discussed in a link service. So these are all the supported data sets. So we can able to create a data set under particular these categories. So Azure database, NoSQL file, generic, these and all we have already seen in the link service itself. I think no need to see it again. What we will do, so now we will cover one use case. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So, as we all know, ADF Azure Data Factory is a orchestration tool. So we can orchestrate the data movement from one source into another destination. We can orchestrate nicely, right? So we can able to incorporate different components, and we can do beautiful orchestration by using an Azure Data Factory tool. So here, what as a first step, what we are going to do, we are going to see a simple use case. What we are going to do, we are going to pick up a file from a storage account, blob storage. Okay, so I hope everyone knows what is storage account. If you don't know what is storage account, what are the types of storage account, you can go and watch my video. I have a separate playlist for that. So I'm going to take a file from a blob storage, and I'm going to move into a Azure SQL Server. Okay, this is what I'm going to do by a Azure Data Factory. So what I will do, let me open my portal. Okay, I have already opened. I hope everyone knows how to open a data factory, adf.azure.com. Okay, so before that, you should be having a two things, right? Before that, I have a data factory service created. I have a storage. I should have a storage account service, and also I should have a SQL server. So these three things should be there before going to orchestrate. Okay, I have a data factory created. I hope you know how we need to create a data factory, right? So storage account. Let me show you storage account. Go to a portal, type a storage account. I have a three storage account. Okay, one is ADLS, and this one is a blob storage. I'll go inside a blob storage. I already have a storage account. So what I'll do, I already have a container. I do have a source. Okay, so inside that I don't have any files. Okay, I'm refreshing it. I don't have any files. First, what we will do, we need to have a file here. So I'm going to have a file over here. I'm going to move the same file into a Azure SQL database. Okay, so for that, what I'll do, let me. So you can download the sample data sets from Kaggle.com. Okay, so Kaggle data set is there. Okay, you can go for a CSV. You can download the sample data and you can play around with that one. Okay. What I'll do, yes. So before replacing a file, I just want to introduce a one nice tool, which is called a storage browser. Okay, storage explorer. So so you can download the Azure Storage Explorer, Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. So basically, if I so we need to heavily, we need to heavily handle the storage, right? Because every files will come to a storage, and every files move from a storage, and we do have a number of containers. If you see in a practical scenario, say a company should have may have a number of containers for a single project, right? So basically, this is a nice tool to we can at any point of time we can access a container, we can access any files inside our storage account. We need not to go to a portal at all the time. Okay, because in real time scenarios, you may not give you may not allowed to uh, go inside the portal. You may not give an access, right? So if in that scenario, this will be very helpful for us. So you can download the storage explorer, and I'll show you how to connect our storage account. I've already connected this one. What I'll do, I'll detach it. Click yes. I'm going to connect now. Okay. First, you need to connect your storage account. So for connecting your storage account, So I hope yeah, we should be satisfied with that authentication method, right? For connecting a storage account, there are two authentication methods. One is you can use a access keys, and another one you can use a SAS. SAS is nothing but a shared access signature. So these and all I have I spoke in the Azure storage playlist. If you want to learn, just go and see that one. So what I'll do, go to a storage account, and I want to connect this storage account through by a Azure Storage Explorer. So what I'll do, go for type of shared access signature. So here you can generate an SAS connection string, okay, or a SAS URL. Okay, so basically, this is you can restrict, you can give a particular access also. Okay, so either if I want to give a blob access alone, I need to uncheck this one, and I need to generate a key. So this level of granularity, we can do it here. So as of now, I want to give access to everything. Set your expiration date 24, or else 26. One day. I'm giving a one day. Okay. I'm going to generate a key and a connection string. If you see here, so we do get one connection string, we do get one SAS token, and we do get if we want to go for if I want to give access for a particular blob or a container, then I can use this one. If I want to particular file, so I think you know, right? There are four types of blob, file, queue, and table. For a particular thing, corresponding URL is got generated through by that you can able to connect it. So as of now, what I'll do, I'll use a connection string. I go to Storage Explorer. So you need to click a storage account or connection. So here connection string or a key it is expecting. Go next. Copy this one. Display name I want to give a same name as my storage account. So here if you see this my storage account name. Go next. Connect it. That's it. You are connected to a storage account through by a Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. Now you can play around here. See, inside my storage account, I do have a n number of block containers here. Okay. Suppose if I don't give an access for a file share, I cannot able to access under a file share. Now I have given access for everything. So that's why it's not showing in the authentication failure error. Okay. Okay. Now under source, our thing is under source. So I don't have anything. What I'll do, I'll upload a file. I'm uploading a one CSV file. So you can always give a metadata for any of the file, okay, by using this tags upload. You can also drag and drop here, okay. So you can also drag and drop here. So that also works here. I have uploaded it. So let's cross check in portal also. Mm, Storage account. Go to a blob storage. Go to a container. Go to a source. Yes, I do have a file here. Next thing, our source is ready, file is ready. Next thing, what I'm going to do, mm, I'm going to next thing we need to check whether we do have a Azure SQL Server, right? SQL Server. Yes, I do have a SQL Server. So if SQL Server is not there, you need to create a Azure SQL Server. So I've also posted a videos on how to create a SQL Server and database. So just go ahead and watch it. So I have a SQL Server and I have one database, sample database. Okay, my source is ready, my destination is ready, and now I'm ready to orchestrate the moment. Now go to ADF, create a pipeline. So as I said, so even if you created a starting from a pipeline, you need to have a link service, and also you need to have a data set, right? So for that, what I'll do, link service. I'll create a one link service. Let's type. You can type it blob, or else you can go to Azure, and all Azure services will be there. Just type blob. Okay. This source underscore easy cloud trip underscore source underscore storage. Always it good to give a naming convention in a proper way. So this will help you later also. This is to connect storage, blob storage, blob storage. Okay. So I didn't have created any integration runtime. Let it be auto resolve. So as of now, I'm not going for any authentication type. Even if you go for authentication type, also it will work. So SaaS URI, you can use a SaaS URI here. So what we have generated right now, right? So you can use that one. So as of now, I'm going through by this method storage. So here it will list all the storage. Okay. So I connected this storage account. Okay, storage account auto resolve runtime. Okay, source container. Okay, source container. So you can test it. Test successful. So now this link service is connecting to a source container. Okay, create it. Okay, so I have created a link service. Okay, for to connect my blob storage. My source is ready. Next, what I'll do, I'll show you in another way. Go to a pipeline. You can also create from here also. Okay, copy activity, copy from blob to SQL. Easy SQL. Okay. And go to a source. There are two actually when a copy activity. When if you come to a copy activity, you should be configuring a source and sync. This is a mandatory and mapping. So what we are going to do now? So we are going to use a schema on read method. Schema on read and schema on write. There are two types of methods. Schema on. So basically, we are not going to define any schema here. Okay, maybe my CSV file contains 10 columns or 12 columns. During a runtime, my table should adopt, depending upon the schema change. So that is what we are going to do. It is a schema on read. Okay, so basically while reading it will define a schema automatically. So source, my sources we already created. So first it is asking a data set. We have created a link service, but here it is asking a data set. Now what I'll do, go to a click, blob, click. So my minus delimited text, okay, CSV file. So here CSV file one. So you can give some nice name. So here we want to select a link service. If not, you can click here and you can create it. Source blob storage. So first header should be there. So here I'm not going to give anything file path. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a parameters. Okay. Let it be as of now. Okay. I don't want to do a recursive and open this one. So you can go here. Dynamic content is another concept. So like here you can write a lot of expressions. Okay, during runtime the expression will get evaluated and it will return a value. Now I'm going to parameterize each and everything. This is my source container parameter. And what kind of param? There are two types of param is there. One is data set level param, and there are like a one you can able to create at a link service level a parameterization. You can do a data set level parameterization. You can do a pipeline level parameterization. There are different kind of parameters. So it always good to have the reference here. Okay, data set param. Okay, I'm not going to give any default value here. Just click it. Okay, same like for directory. So directory ts param. Click on save. Sit. Even a file name also I'm going to do that. So file name underscore ds underscore param. That one. That's it. So now we parameterize everything. The parameterization where it helps us, like if I suppose I want to run the same pipeline for any other configuration in the sense any other file. Okay, and now I'm going to run for a CSV file. Suppose no, CSV file in the particular container. Suppose tomorrow if I want to run for a different container, then I need not to change the pipeline again. I can just pass a value to the parameters, and the pipeline will run automatically. So here, since we selected the CSV file, it picks the configuration automatically. It's a command delimited, row delimited, and what is the encoded. If you want to change the encoding, yes, you can do that. UTF-8 or UTF-16, like that. So no, my suggestion, it will automatically takes. Okay, don't change anything according to your data set, CSV data set. Okay, and yeah. So we have configured a source data set CSV underscore file. So you need to give a default param here. Okay, value here, default value for your param. So what I'll do as of now, I'm going to give source container. Okay, and if you see, so this value we will fill it up last. Okay, then you will get better understanding. And now go to sync. My source setting is ready. Now go to sync. Go to so for and I didn't create any linked service, right? For a sync, basically for Azure SQL database, I didn't create any linked service. So what I'll do, I click plus. So you type SQL minus Azure SQL. Click Azure SQL DS. So I already created one, but I'll create a new one. Okay, SQL database. Same thing, select a subscription, your server name, and your database name. So here you need to give a password. Admin. So this Azure Key Vault thing we will be speaking, we will be discussing a little later. This is also very, very important whenever you come to a password or whenever you come to any SAS key or access key. Key Vault is very, very important. We should be always using a Key Vault. It's a recommended way. So I'll test the connection. Connection successful. Create. So my link service is created. Now I'm not going to give any table name as of okay here. I'll show you. I said it is a schema on read, correct? Click yes. Okay, so here comes. So basically, if you go here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to auto create a table. Okay, if table is not there, it will auto create for me. I'm not going to create any thing. Okay, before loading a file, I want to create on the fly. That is the beauty here. Okay, if it table is not there, it will auto create it. So here you will get some confusion, right? So what is the table name? What's the schema name? So how it will create? So for that, you can also define that one. Go to click on this one. You need to click on this open, so it will open this data set. So here click on edit. So I am going to name my table as easy cloud trip underscore schema easy cloud trip demo. This is my table name, this is my dbo. Okay, schema name, I'll show you. That table is not exist. dbo dot easy cloud trip demo, this is not there. Okay, this is not there. So what I'll do, that's it. So next comes here. So here my sync connection is done. So here we do have a three option, we will see a little later what is upsert. As of now I'm going to insert everything, I am not going to update anything. Okay, so by default it is insert. Okay, and mapping, I'm not going to map anything, I'm not going to import a schema anything, because it is schema on read. Okay, it on the fly it will read the schema and it will do for me automatically. And the settings, so here comes this and all, we will be, the already, no, we have discussed it during the IR, correct? So integration run, what is integration runtime, what is the degree of parallelism, right? Okay, so my source is ready, my sink is ready. So now it's good to give a parameter. So basically, if you see, first one is container. So container, what is my container name? So here, if you go here, this is my storage account. These are all the containers. My container name is source. And what is my directory name? I don't have any directory. Inside a container, I do have a file. I don't have any directory here. So what I'll do here, go to dynamic content at holds null. That's so if so basically it is a kind of null. Okay, we are passing null. I don't have any directory, so just pass null. That's it. And file name. So file name, what I'll do, what is my file name? cvd underscore clean dot csv. Go to here, just type it here. That's enough. cvd underscore clean dot csv. Clean dot csv. Fine. That's it. Right? Okay. Now we are good to go to run a pipeline. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll validate this pipeline. There is no validation error. Click on debug. So this is the time duration it is taking. Okay, it's a simple file. Okay, but it contains little, like a uh, huge number of rows. That is why it is taking too much of time. Okay, this is where the performance, we need to consider it. So the data integration unit, we have talked about a data integration unit. Okay, as of now it has taken an auto. Okay, if you want to increase the data integration unit, you can see the performance. Okay, I'll show you that also. Now it is succeeded. So if you run the pipe, if you run this copy activity, the few things these are all the few things is very very important. Okay, like first and foremost one is pipeline run ID. That is a unique ID for each and every pipeline run. Okay, so it won't get repeated for every run. Okay, here comes the activity. This activity name. I do have activity one activity here. So for that activity, this is the input. This is the output. If you see the input, so it will be in JSON format. What all the configuration we have done, right? Source configuration, this is a sync configuration, right? So these two configuration, what and all we have done. So we have picked her as insert as a right behavior instead of upsert, and also auto create, right? So these all the configuration will be there. Okay, this is a input. And what is the output? So output will tells you the interesting thing, how much data it has read, how much data it has written, and what is the how many files it has read. Only one file it has read. What how many rows it has read, how many rows it has copied, the copy duration of this, and what is the throughput of this, and which IR it has utilized. Okay, it has utilized auto integration runtime in the region East US2. How many DAUs it has used? It has used you four. You should be know, right? So basically, we have given auto resolve. It has used four only. Okay, you can able to, if you increase this DAU, the performance will get better. Okay, now succeeded. Okay, now we will go to a backend and we will see whether this has been created. Yes, if you see here, the table has been created automatically and it has inserted the rows. Okay, let's check how many rows it has inserted. Of star. It is containing a huge number of rows. That is why it is taking too much of time. Okay, let's wait for. Okay, count. So this much rows it has having. Okay. So we copied this much rows in 36 seconds. Okay, that's the beauty of ADF. So I will show you. So first run takes 36 seconds. Okay. So I'm running again. I'm giving now data integration unit as 32. Okay. I'm running the same thing again. Let's see. Yes, 33 seconds. Okay, 36 seconds and 33 seconds. So this is where you will see a little performance. So basically, since it is a single file, we may see in seconds. Okay, if you have a n number of files, okay, in going forward, we are going to utilize the for each also. So if you have a n number of files at that time, you may notice a big difference in timing. Okay, that's where the integration runtime will, the DAU will help you. Okay, and also degree of parallelism is also helps you when you are processing a large number of files. Basically, this is a parallel copy. It will do a parallel copy. Okay, as of now, it will do a single copy. Okay, if you enable this parallelism, it's similar to a parallelism. Okay, like in any of the database, it's similar to a parallelism here. And one more and last thing I want to say, the use of properties. Okay, suppose I have moved a file. Okay, you may not know what is the file name I have moved it, right? We may not know, correct? So if you see the output, it will give you all these stats, but you may not know. There is no place where I can go and see what is the file name I have moved it, right? So for that, so you can always give a user properties for that one. Okay, this is also a very very important whenever for a monitoring purpose. It is very very important. This is helps you. Okay, so as of now I have if you click on auto generate, by default will generate source and destination according to our configuration, and also you can also give your own properties. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll run it again. Okay, fine. It has completed. Now, if I come to the right, okay, if you see, destination and source. Okay, it has attached to the output basically. So destination is this is my table name. Okay, and source is this is my file name, and this is my container. So this is where the beauty comes. Okay, basically these are all the information is going to store at Azure Monitor. Okay, so basically like in practical scenarios what we will do, so we will enable a diagnostic settings for this one, which will store all the running information in your log analytics workspace. Okay, so there you can go ahead and query at any time. So while querying that one, if you filter out this destination equal to this table, you can easily know how many pipeline has run. Okay, for to populate this table, right? So and this is a activity run ID. Okay, basically this is unique for the activity wise. For this activity, this is a unique ID. Okay, don't get confused a pipeline run ID with the activity run ID. We have a, if you run a pipeline, you will get one pipeline run ID. Under a one pipeline run ID, you may have a n number of activity IDs. Okay, that's the difference. I hope copy activity is clear. So what we will do, there are a lot more settings in copy activity we are going to see. Okay, so this is just a beginning. Okay, so the just we are directly, we are not manipulating anything here. We are just directly copying from one place to another place. That's it. That is what we are doing. Okay, so next thing what we will do in the next session, we will pick. As of now, we are moving only one file from a blob storage. Next, we will take a 10 or 20 files. We will loop by using a for each. Okay, and we will store into the same table. So this use case we will see in the next session. So I hope everyone clears about the copy activity, right? And one more interesting thing, if you want to debug anything, so you can so this is what an additional tip here. So if right click it, deactivate it. So when even if you click a debug, this activity won't run here. Okay, this activity won't run. So this will help you if you have a n number of activities here. Okay, during a basically see, it is inactive. It doesn't give you any activity. It doesn't give you any information. Okay, it won't run basically. Okay, so that's the meaning here. So this will be very helpful when you are debugging a pipeline. Again, right click it, activate it. Okay, so I think we already stored everything in a git. Okay, it is already, because we have enabled an auto save, it already storing everything in a git. Directly we am storing in a master branch. That's fine. Okay, that's all for the today. I think this session helps you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your valuable time.